Yeah, so as filmmakers, we're always having that conversation together about the future of cinema, especially when you consider the strain the pandemic has caused on the industry. Yet there comes to mind something that could quite possibly change the way films are made. And you showed me this video on YouTube regarding the metaverse. Can you
Mhm.
walk us through what the metaverse is for those that have no idea what I'm talking about?
Yes, man, definitely. So, quite simple. The metaverse is a universe that exists outside of reality. So, we all have seen Ready Player One. I'm sure everyone's seen that movie. Similar concept, right? Where we exist in this virtual world. The metaverse always has existed. One big metaverse right now is Fortnite, in which you can play multiple characters. You can play as a character in Family Guy. Give you all these different things. And what's very interesting with Fortnite, because Fortnite has its own economy, there's its own little coins you can buy to buy multiple characters and like dances. But what's very interesting as well now is that we're seeing artists going to Fortnite to perform concerts. So,
Hmm.
for instance, last year Travis Scott was in Fortnite, performing one of his biggest hits. So the metaverse is this whole idea or concept that the universe that we're currently exist in exists other universes in which people can like network virtually. So it's gonna be very quite interesting. So the video I sent you was about a filmmaker. Uh, quite forgot his name. I don't know if you remember his name, but he worked with one of the major studios, and he spoke about how there is an innovation or evolution, I think, in film in which people can actually be present in their favorite movies. So if you think about virtual reality, right, we put in a headset. Now we can actually be in the film, and now we can actually interact with the characters, and we can create our own narratives within our own world.
Right.
What's very interesting now is Roblox IPO'd last week. I'm sure we've spoken about Roblox before. I don't know if the audience knows what Roblox is, but it's quite similar to the idea of Minecraft, in which young kids can make their own games in their own
Hmm.
worlds, and they can play with their friends. I think it IPO'd for like $30 or $30 to $40. The price went to $60, if I remember correctly. So it's quite interesting. So interesting times right now. So metaverse is a different world in which people can interact, spend money, do different things. It's quite interesting. That's what a metaverse is, and I think filmmakers should be very excited. I think Daniel Govan-Levitz even said that games are not the future of cinema. I don't know
Hmm.
if you read that, if you've seen that article.
Games, yeah. Well, I believe that. I had a podcast the other day about with my buddy about how it's just pushing the envelope and it's pushing the art form to something where it's competing probably now on a cinematic scope. You
Hmm.
have Last of Us, you have Uncharted that are now being adapted to the
Hmm.
screen, and they're not TV movies. These are like big budget. You got HBO involved, right?
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see it go that direction. And you play these video games, like I'm currently playing Uncharted Remastered,
Hmm.
and you see the thought and the love that these gamers put into the scope of these games, and really how it transcends from what we saw as 2D platforms to
Hmm.
immersive worlds and landscapes, and um, it's just quite exciting, really. And I wanted to get into the video that you sent me about the metaverse because George Bloom, who's a CBS digital executive, he was explaining how um, you can basically create and develop a movie all in the comfort of your home with
Yes.
technology.
So that was the guy's name, right? George Bloom, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
So please elaborate on this, and what was it that struck you? Like, why did you need to send me this video? Because
Man, because at a point in time, what's going to be very interesting now is that people are going to make their own narratives, and not follow the narratives that the writer has written for them. That's what made me so excited about this, because now I can actually be part of the movie instead of being a spectator, which would be the correct word to use. And I can actually be active. I can actually make my own narratives, interact with it, and actually be completely immersed in the story, other than being a spectator. That's what got me so excited, because I was like, this is it. This is the ultimate game changer. Think about all the movies that are remastering and are remaking now. Think about
yeah,
if they can put in a metaverse in which you can actually be that character. So let's say for me, I love the Fast and Furious franchise. You
Yeah.
know,
You tell me
I
all the
would
time.
love to be in to Tokyo Drift. I
Right.
would love to be able to play as Han and just drifting around and being at my own garage and making like shitty business deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine that possibility. So I think that's what it is, because at this point in time, Hollywood is taking all their high concept films and they're just remaking them. So
Pretty much. Yeah.
I don't see it being far fetched from them actually taking a love franchise and making a whole universe based on that franchise.
Yeah,
It's
I was
Go ahead.
currently watching. Yeah, I was just currently watching the Alien franchise, and I was reading, how Disney, because they acquired 20th Century Fox,
Mhm,
and they're going to be making even more sequels to that. Expanding the universe, how they always do with movies. And back to what you were saying about that concept, where these studios are taking their most valuable IP,
mhm.
and they're doing anything they can to make it worthwhile, make it profitable. And
Yeah.
with this metaverse, I can see that happening for sure. I can also see a lot of fan fiction, a lot
Mhm,
of fan films being made, but more, gritty, authentic. You can buy into it, and it allows for creative expression. It allows for people to feel out the art form,
mhm.
kind of like ourselves. Because, like you said, you love the Fast and Furious movies. I love Star Wars movies. Like, imagine the technology being so good, where how we post things on Instagram or we post
Mhm.
things on TikTok. Look at TikTok. Even though people look at it as a, you know, childish app in some ways, the fact that you can edit a video, right, and add music to it. We have come so far in technology. Before, you would have to have the most complicated editing program, probably an
Yeah.
expertise in film. But the technology allows you to create such hilarious and sometimes very inspirational and creative videos on TikTok.